Just a little bit of real talk for a minute. If you're gonna talk to a single mom or date a single mom, I hope that you have real intentions with that person. Because when we get heartbroken, we don't just get to choose to come home and be alone. We have to smile when it's time to pick the kids up from school. And we have to put them to bed, and we have to be happy mom. And when y'all come into our lives, playing games or messing with us, it makes our lives 100 times harder. Don't mess with single moms.
My question to this lady, where is the baby daddy? Okay, you get all these girls complaining about they need men to step up for them. They need a man in their life to come in and not mess around with them. Meanwhile, they've spent their entire 20s messing around, and that's why they have a child who's gonna have no father figure around. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we got some bangers. Over on the Discord, I opened up a chat for TikTok suggestions, and the darkness that has been unleashed is something else. But guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord, link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, guys, if you would like to support the channel, the link to the Patreon is somewhere below the video. So if you're interested in becoming a supporter, the link for that is somewhere below. But gentlemen, we're just going to jump right back into the TikToks. And, like I said, gentlemen, it's a bit of a rough one today. Well, let's have a look what else we got here. Oh, by the way, a couple of these will be on divorce, gentlemen, so, brace yourself.
Oh, shit. Here we go again. Go babies, go babies, go babies, go babies.
You see, when we talk about on this channel, guys, when we talk about single mothers or girls who are divorced and everything like that, let me tell you, there is, a very rare specimen known as the single... Let me put it to you another way. These girls who get out of long-term relationships, right, or they have kids and they get away from the baby daddy, what'll end up happening, is they'll go through like this phase where they'll just talk to a whole bunch of dudes. In fact, I might have an article real quick that I can pull up for you guys right here. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Hang on. Yeah, look at this, guys, alright? Years ago, my ex, who was 19 years old at the time, broke up with me to start a relationship with our boss, who's 40 plus years old. Now, years later, she is texting me wanting to come back, and she had 2 kids with him. These girls that go out and have 2 kids, right, and then wanna set up a life somewhere else, let me tell you, they're absolutely wild. They'll pretend like they're these like sweet little angels, right, that can do no wrong, but they'll be out there on the town, at 3 a.m. Going home with a bad boy, right? And they want to pretend like they're these angels that men should just open up their wallets and, hey, oh, she's been mistreated, or now she has boundaries and she respects herself. Nothing has changed. She's only telling. It's like those born-again Christian girls, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, my morals are better now, or oh yeah, like I'm not like that anymore. My party days are behind me. Gentlemen, you cannot change these people. They make terrible wives, terrible girlfriends. And the thing about it is, they're going to be the ones trying to drain you of your money and your time and your resources. And you might be sitting there thinking, well, Taylor, that's a bit cynical, that's a bit rude. I mean, you're welcome to go out and test, guys. Like, there's a reason that this side of the internet and, the subreddits and such gain such a lot of traction, is because men fall for this crap all the time. Because men are told, hey, if you're a real man, you'd come along and you'd step up for this lady right here. And I use the word lady with, quotations around it. But let's have a look at the next one.
You said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Psych.
I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch. I am gonna go get that bag, and I am not gonna take your shit. I am...
Yeah. You see how, like, I've said on this channel before, guys, but if you're someone who earns a lot of money, or if you're someone who's quite successful, what you're going to notice is that, you'll get more attention from girls, right? If you display it correctly. Like, there are some rich people that walk around who most certainly don't look like they're rich, but if you're a guy and you're like flaunting jewelry and chains and crap like that, you can get attention from girls. And hell, sometimes they'll want relationships with you or whatever the case may be right off the bat. But you have to understand that girls are really good at pretending. Girls can fake loving you for months. I'm telling you guys, like, you may not believe me, but girls can literally fake their entire personality for months, years sometimes, to take half your crap in a divorce. Like, and I wish I was kidding when I said that, but you ask the guys in here, right? They'll be like, oh, well, you know, she said she loved me and all this kind of thing. And you know what? She was cheating the entire time, and then she took me for half my money. You know, it's like when we go over videos on this channel, guys, it's not as if these things, you know, don't happen or men don't go through this every day. You might be sitting there thinking to yourself, oh well, Taylor, this is just TikTok. This is just the scum of society. Gentlemen, TikTok is huge. Like, as much as I hate the fact that it is, TikTok is a really large platform at this point. You've got people from everyday walks of life using this app, and we're seeing what they're actually like. Okay, this is no longer some, you know, young children app where they just post, like, you know, funny stuff. Yeah, pretty much all of it is cringe, but it is actually a reflection of what people are thinking. So when this lady's sitting here, like, I mean, this video alone to the side has 33,000 likes, which means it has like well over 100k views on it. So people like really you know, see something in this. Okay, let's go to the last one.
Hi, I'd like to cancel my membership. Why? I just don't really need it anymore. We're sorry to see you go. Can you specify? I'm on a budget. Would you like to look at our plans for people on a budget? You can get the entire thing for 50% off of what you're paying right now. That was available this whole time? We'll also give you 2 free months. What do you say? Still want to cancel? If you stay, we'll let you keep your plan for $1 a month. How is that profitable? And if you stay, I'll give you a free gift too. What do you say? Still don't want it. Completely free. It's completely free if you stay. What do you say, huh? I don't know. I'll pay you. I'll pay you if you stay. Don't leave me! Hi, I'd like to...
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Like, despite what you may have been told about divorce and relationships and marriage and all that kind of thing, women who are alone in their 40s and plus, number one, they're the most unhappy demographic that there is, right? And the other thing as well is the fact that, you know, if you're a guy and you're single in your 40s, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. Okay, it doesn't mean that, guys. When marriages end, I'm so sick of hearing, right? So I have Patreon, and I get questions over there. I get all sorts of questions, you know, about marriage, about relationships and stuff like that. And I'll get guys come in there, and I'll have to explain to them that the end of their relationship was literally not even their fault. Like, sometimes it is, guys. Like, a lot of it comes down to, you know, selecting your partner and stuff like that. But a lot of these situations, guys, the girls are going to do what they're going to do anyway. It's not as if you failed in the relationship. A lot of the times, guys, like something like 80+% of marriages divorces, are initiated by women. It's not as if the men are causing this crap to happen, right? But gentlemen, we're going to jump straight into today's story, and I've already read the title, but let's just jump right back into it. I was 18 back then, and we were in a relationship since high school. Thing is, when you were 18, you were kind of broke. We didn't have that much money. Plus, I was starting college. So we started working as cashiers, but then she told me our boss was kind of flirting with her. I didn't worry too much because he was an older man. Big mistake. One night, she arrived very late, telling me she went shopping with his mother, but it was a lie. I could notice she was lying. One day she broke up with me, and the next day she was in a relationship with our boss. All because he had money and he had promised her a lot of stuff. The saddest part was they used to kiss in front of me while I was working as a cashier. I wasn't allowed to move. It hurt that much, so I just walked away and never got back. Now, years later, after I finished college, she realized I was doing fine, and now she is texting me again because she needed to talk to someone because she is sad. She doesn't feel happy, and by the way, the other dude dumped her. After having 2 children, I couldn't help but feel good about her misery. My brain says that she got what she deserves, but maybe I'm being too blinded by my resentment I have towards her, the pain she caused me. What should I do? Fellas, gentlemen, you will hear this a lot at the end of relationships. Like, if you're a guy and you've been out there dating, you know this feeling right here. One day, she broke up with me, and the next day, she was in a relationship with some other guy. Gentlemen, if you have any sort of dating experience at all, you will know that that is not uncommon. You will know you'll have girlfriends who, you know, Like they'll be, they'll break up with you, and then they'll be with another guy within weeks, or you know that they'll have been with the guy, but what they'll do is they'll pretend like the relationship wasn't there for a couple of months in order to save face, and then they'll be together after a couple of months. Like, and it'll all happen right in front of you. And the thing is, what she'll do is she'll turn your friends against you, or your kids if you've got them. So not only did she, technically cheat on you, basically, monkey branching. I would call monkey branching cheating a lot of the time, guys. Not only did she monkey branch on you, so you're the victim of the situation, she turned all of your friends against you, and she ditched you right in front of your face. Like, you become the bad guy in the situation, right? And it's like, man, the amount of men that go through that and actually understand that is ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't even be that high. It shouldn't even exist at all. But with the rise of social media, guys, it's getting a lot worse, right? The entitlement levels are going through the roof. But let's read this article as well. Suspect my wife could soon cheat on me. How to proceed. Too long didn't read. My wife has befriended a male classmate. He's openly flirting with her through text and knows that she's married. She so far acts oblivious. They plan study sessions together. What do I do? So this ended up long. We'll see how long we go into this, gentlemen, depending on how long it takes to read. Me, a 30-year-old male, married my wife, 29-year-old female, for 4 years. She recently had a career change and has been accepted to the local firefighting academy. She has been in school for around 2 months. My wife is extremely gregarious and also very bro, meaning she can well hold her own in typical guy topics, football, UFC, fitness, etc., and loves the culture of sarcasm and crap talking. She has always been immediately accepted into guy friend groups, huge red flag, and frankly has loved having dozens of new best friends, most of whom are dudes. Here's the thing about being a girl, guys. This right here, girls can always be accepted into male friend groups. You will what kind of guy friend group is not going to accept like a girl? You know what I mean? It's the other way. Guys are not accepted into girl friend groups. You see what I mean? So if your girl is going out there and, oh yeah, well she's got a lot of guy friends, any girl can make guy friends. It's not as if it's a difficult task for them, because a lot of times the guys just want to get with them. So it's not a matter of, oh yeah, well she just has a natural affinity for guys and that's why she's got guy friends. No, it is an active choice that every girl makes. Girls do not need to go out and get guy friends. What they do is they do this in order to keep their options open, okay? And girls that do this are a huge red flag. Let's continue. Her 30th birthday is coming up in early September, so I decided I want to throw her a big surprise party. The majority will be friends we already had, but I wanted to invite at least a few of her firefighter classmates. I've barely met any of them, so I decided to snoop on her phone to 1, get a good idea of who she's closest with and who worth inviting, and 2, steal their contact info to secretly invite them. I mean, this just sounds like an excuse to go through her phone, but I don't particularly care. Since starting the academy, she's been texting on her phone more frequently, which I thought was normal considering the dozens of new people in her life and how social she is. Well, at least for the past week or so, the majority of her texts have been going to just one individual. We'll call him Sam for the YouTube purposes. Wife and Sam appeared to text each other very frequently. They weren't allowed phones during school hours, but as soon as it's after hours, the texting starts up all the way until they go to bed. While most of the texting is just friendly with inside jokes, Sam has been very clearly flirting with wife and wanting to spend more time in person with her. Wife thankfully has not yet reciprocated in the flirting, instead acting dumb as if she's oblivious and they're just good friends. Some of the more interesting exchanges from the past week. Sam has asked my wife to rate her looks. She said a 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5. He jokes that maybe only if she was rating her left side, haha, and that she's selling herself short and she's at least an 8. At a group study session recently, my wife acted as a pillow to Sam while the group ended the night watching a movie. They texted about being affectionate people and enjoying being touched. He texted her at 2 a.m. one night saying hello. Apparently he couldn't sleep and decided to text someone's wife. Part of the academy fitness portion is something similar to jiu-jitsu, rolling and wrestling. Wife has a lot of experience with this. They joke about practicing this outside of school, with him making comments about seeing who can hold the other down. Also some comments about being forced to share secrets, specifically through tickling each other, or in his specific words to get her to spill the juice. Right. He said that she makes a cute face when she crinkles her nose, blah blah blah. You guys get the idea. Well, this coming Saturday, they're planning to hang out and study some together, and it seems like Sam very well might make a move. Here's their exchange word for word. Sam, let's do Saturday for sure then. A little bit of studying, most likely a movie, some tussles, and whatever else may happen. Wife, study and movie sounds good. Tussling is a given, and how much crap you talk. What else would happen? Listening to music and being pillows again, just a blanket statement for anything. Skipping miscellaneous things. Sam, also don't forget to bring comfy clothes if you want to shower before, or don't bring clothes and wear something nifty of mine, haha. And that leads us to now. I have no idea what to do. I deeply love my wife and am absolutely shocked to discover this. I don't expect her to make moves on him, but I honestly don't know how she'll respond to him making a move on her. Knowing her, she genuinely believes they're just friends, but I'm sure she subconsciously is enjoying the attention. I'm tempted to call her out now and put a stop to it early, but I guarantee she'll claim ignorance and say I'm paranoid and maybe even controlling. If I wait and let things happen, I obviously risk being cheated on, but the reward is having much stronger evidence and being able to end things immediately. What's the best way to proceed here? You know the really disgusting part about this, guys, is this sentence right here. I'm tempted to call her out and put a stop to it, but I guarantee she'll claim ignorance and say I'm paranoid and maybe even controlling. Gentlemen, this is how a lot of relationships go, okay? If you as a guy express any sort of concern about, hey, I don't want you to cheat, or like, I feel as though this is going in the wrong direction, I've said on this channel before, guys, nobody cares about your damn feelings as a guy. Nobody cares. Maybe your mates that, your mates that you hang out with, like your guy friends might, give you a peace of mind here and there. But guys, for the most part, nobody gives a crap. In fact, a lot of the times, if you open up about this stuff and say, hey, I don't like this kind of behavior, what's going to happen is, especially if you're perceived in a, like a weaker role, what's going to happen is she's going to go, oh, well, you're just insecure. Oh, you're just the one who's, in a bad situation here. It's not me. And then she's going to use that as an excuse to go and see that other guy. It happens all of the time. But gentlemen, we got another one here right today, and this ties into the single mothers that we looked at the start of the video. We have here a 28-year-old woman who is, got a cross on her neck with a good portion of a sleeve going on, as per usual, who is a dental radiology technician. Okay, and now this is a dating app, by the way. This is Tinder. So let's have a look at her bio here. If you aren't ready to be a stepdad to my kids / my future husband, then keep scrolling and don't waste my time. Orthodontic and radiology technician, as if anyone cares about her career. Drive a slammed Lexus. Yes, I'm a car girl. Mother of 3 beautiful girls. Guys, I don't know how much more I have to say this, but what'll happen is these girls will go through their fun phase. Okay, and then what they'll do is they'll write crap like this. Don't waste my time. Looking for a husband. This is an insult. Like, any guy who takes this sort of deal, see, what happens is people lie to men and say, not only do they say that, oh, well, you as a man, you should come to the rescue and solve these problems for girls. The other thing about it as well is, people will say to men, I'm just going to pull up this article here for a second so we have something to look at. People will say to men, oh, you're lucky to have her. Oh, she's so good to you, you're lucky to have her. Or they'll try and trick you in with their career. It's like, oh, well, she seems like a good option. All this kind of crap, guys. The option that you want is the one that you want. None of this 28, 30-year-old women who are, in careers, who have 2 to 3 children, wanting you to solve all their problems for you, guys. And there's no shortage of girls who will do this, because the people who lose out on this are the men. Really. Excuse me. The people who lose out on this are men, because the girls, what they get to do is they get to go have their fun party years, and then they get to sucker in a guy who's going to pay for their bills, right? And you're just supposed to do that just because why? Okay, and what'll happen is the girls are the ones benefiting from this, because even when they're in the relationship with you, a lot of the times what'll happen is they'll still want to go out there and party, because that's what they've been doing this entire time. See, a lot of guys will think, oh, well, I got a good girl, or she's really attractive, but she's just tired. She's just had a bad run of things, right? She's just had a bad run. Gentlemen, there is no fixing this kind of behavior. There really isn't, because it's always going to be there. If a girl has a high amount of partners, shall we say, in her life, a lot of the times what that translates to is she is not going to be able to pair bond with you correctly. You think that she will. You think you will sit there and think that your relationship is nice and real. You've got that oxytocin going through you. But a lot of the times it absolutely just isn't. Okay, and a lot of the times, this is where we get the naivety coming in, where girls will use it against you and leverage it by saying that you're insecure, which is what we saw today. Okay, like we saw that today. Girls will literally leverage it and say, oh, well, you're just insecure. And for girls, again, who complain about gaslighting so much, they certainly seem very willing to gaslight. Now, gentlemen, if you've been missing from this side of the internet for a little while, I would encourage you to look up gaslighting. It's a very important term, and you'll notice that if you've been in a bad relationship, that probably has happened to you quite extensively. But guys, I'm just seeing if if there's any more articles that might be worth a read here as we come into the end of today's video. But guys, feel free to leave comments as we've gone through. Share your experiences and your thoughts. It's always interesting to see what you guys have to say. You guys often you guys often pick up on a lot of what I miss. One time we did a TikTok over here, and I completely missed the fact that there was a child's hand in the TikTok. So it was a single. She was complaining about dating, and I thought it was just another girl complaining about dating, but she was also a single mother, and I completely missed the child. But yeah, guys, I can't find any good ones at the moment, just having a scroll through. But guys, we're going to leave today's episode there. There'll probably be another episode in a few hours. But again, make sure to leave your comments, your thoughts, and stuff like that. Always good to have you over here. Subscribe on your way out if you're new or if you like the video. And as always, guys, if you would like to support the channel, the link to the Patreon is somewhere below the video. It's a fantastic way to support the channel. So if you're interested in doing that, the link is somewhere below. But guys, we're going to call it there. So as always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.